Anyway, this is Jide Shabaka, and I'm here at the campus of Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton with Miami Art Live. And I'm here to interview Paul Aho for Miami Art Exchange. And we're live.
We're live. There we are. Hello, Shabaka.
let
Hello,
me
everyone.
let me move this back a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
hmm
this is actually something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I know I've talked to you about it a number of times. And like I was saying a few minutes ago, we met, I don't know, 1989 or something. I mean, it's been a good while. Been a good while.
You were still living in Fort Pierce, I think, at that
Yes, I
time.
was still living in Fort Pierce. And there was some function there at the Norton. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you were there, and that's when I met you. But I know since that time, I know you have done a number of things, worked with the county, Palm Beach County, and have been here at the FAU for a little while. And um, what else have you done in those
Well, I think when
years?
we met, I was the Visual Arts Program Director for the Palm Beach County Cultural Council.
Right,
And I
right,
held that post for 8 years, and then I had a year's service with David and Leanne Lester at International Fine Art Expositions. They were based in Stewart, and at that time they were doing Art Hong Kong, Art New York, Art Miami, and ultimately they went on, as we know, to do a variety of other things and
right.
sort of reconfigured that and sold that company, and it's now a product of they do the Palm Beach Art and Antique Fair. I spent 8 years as well, or maybe 10 years, as the dean of the school at the Armory Art Center.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
so I ran the school for the Armory, and that was great fun for putting the Armory on a sort of a national map. And a year as program director for the Palm Beach County Photographic Center.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's
I've been
right.
here at FAU as an adjunct for 4 years, and prior to that had almost 20 years as an adjunct at Palm Beach Community College. So
Yeah.
my roots are deep here, and I think we actually met through trying to help make some inroads. Basically, that was part of my duty, was career development and helping artists who wanted to live and work in the Palm Beaches to have a good time of it.
Yeah,
And
well, I think that you've done a good job of that. I don't think that a lot of people really are aware of that, and know not enough people are aware of that. I know these students are not aware of that.
no, we don't talk
And
about that much, but
yeah, yeah, I know, but still, my feeling is that everybody deserves to be credited with the things, and especially pioneering things, because nowadays I think a lot of people, and I'm not talking about necessarily students, but just people in general, just kind of overlook people that have paved the road for other people to come along behind, and I think that's kind of a bad thing, but
well, I think it's a good thing in that it certainly is easier to have a career in the Palm Beaches and
yeah,
South Florida than it
yeah,
was
oh,
15,
absolutely,
18 years ago.
yeah.
And certainly Miami's growth as an international art center is, I can't say that it percolates up as far as the Palm Beaches, but I think it certainly does, and it brings
Well,
attention to
yeah,
the
I think it
region
does. I think it
and
does. Maybe not as
opportunities.
enough as it should be, but
Mhm.
it does.
And opportunities for artists to show and exhibit and have their work seen in Miami as well, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. And then as far as your own work, I mean, I remember the first pieces that I saw of yours, I think were the sharks.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
sharks.
Yeah. Well, I did a body of things that started out as one thing, it became another. But originally, the import was to do paintings of scenes that I had seen in my life as a surfer
Uh-huh.
on the surface of large-scale hammerhead fiberglass replicas. Right?
Oh, okay.
And then I began putting them, I illuminated them with neon tubes on the inside and made their skins of clear fiberglass and did
Right.
transparent paint jobs on them. And
I didn't see the lights
yeah,
inside,
yeah.
but I saw the sharks, though. I
Yeah.
really like that. And I've always liked your whole sense of color and texture. I mean, that to me has always been one of the most exciting things about your work. I mean, that really, I don't know, for me, that really turns me on, really. It does. I love that about your work.
Well, it's physical work, yes.
Yeah.
The Sharks actually had a moment of their own sort of infamy. They were featured on an episode with Phil Collins on Miami Vice once upon a time.
Oh, yeah.
And they cut to that shark. It was an illuminated hammerhead, and they cut to it as they exited for each commercial. I must have gotten, I don't know, a full minute of airtime out of that
Yeah.
episode. So that
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
And that happened through Barbara Gilman way back when.
Oh, yeah,
Who
yeah.
I've been friends, and she showed my work in the sort of early days. And it's nice to see that she's still doing her
Yeah.
thing down in Miami. Yes.
Yeah, Barbara's still around. Yeah, I talk to her every once in a while. Yeah.
She's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes me back. And then otherwise, as you know, in terms of this sort of the longevity of careers, or the career that I've had in the Palm Beaches, again, recently we know that I was fortunate enough to be a recipient of the South Florida Cultural Consortium's
Right.
Fellowship Award this year, and I'm pleased that actually I think 5 of the 13 artists, including myself, had received that award in the past.
Mhm.
So it represented not only the fact that those of us who can stick it out can actually make careers in the Palm Beaches, but that the jury pool occasionally sees the value in the work of more senior figures in the community,
Right.
as well as the younger
Yeah,
ones.
I think that's been something that has been circulating around for a little while, that, about always looking to young people and ignoring a lot of other people that are established and doing really good work, and so that's good.
Well, it's a competition. You have to be competitive. And
Yeah.
it's nice to see that the senior figures are in fact competitive. Then.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I think so. Yeah.
So again, I was fortunate to have won that award in 1997 as well, I believe.
That's when it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, mhm.
Yeah, I sort of remember that. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while. Right? But again, you have a 7-year moratorium, and it was kind of a funny story, because at that point in time, I was working for the Cultural Council, and I had been applying, and then the city of Miami had come forward with a legal ruling that people who had an association with any of the cultural councils couldn't participate in,
Right,
in
right, I
the
remember.
fellowship process. And I was like, well, I have this job because I think it enhances my career in South Florida, and it's the first time ever it's a distractant, and I'm sorry to hear it, and I understand your impetus, but remember that it's a blind process and nobody knows, and okay, whatever. So the next year I wasn't working, I was no longer with the council, and I entered and I won, and I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I'm vindicated.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It was good.
Well, I think probably stuff like that. I mean, especially in Dade County, because Dade County is known for having a lot of insider corruption. So I'm sure that's probably why somebody put that idea forward. But,
Well, in retrospect, it seems like a fair thing to have done, but at
Yeah.
the time it seemed punitive to me.
yeah, I know what you're saying. So I don't know, unless you have something else that you wanted to say to me, then I think that this is good for a little short, and maybe at a later date we can
We'll
talk.
come back to it.
Yeah, and come back and talk about some specific work,
Mhm.
because I was just over in the Smith Gallery and saw one of your pieces up there, and I mean, I would like to talk to you about a specific work maybe in the
Okay,
future.
that
So,
would be fine, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, sounds good.
perfect.
So next time, Miami Art Live will be somewhere in South Florida.
Adios all.